Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 Rebuilding Cologne. It's July 1st, 2025, and that means it is our third season in charge of FC Cologne. Looking in terms of the bank balance, we do have around 46.5 million overall bank balance, and we do have around 7 million left in terms of budget, but I think we're going to have to kind of shed some of our payroll budget to be able to make some of that, because we're committed to spending a little bit more than what we've anticipated. So it's going to probably have to go down just a little bit. But a quick look at how well we did last season. If you're just joining us, we did pretty well. We managed to get the Pokal. We won in decisive fashion, 3-0 against Leipzig. And then overall, in terms of the season, we played very well, much better than what we could have possibly hoped for. We did finish with 70 points, 21 wins, and we did finish with 1 point above Dortmund, and a handful of points above Leipzig. So cracking into the top 3, even cracking into the top 5 was pretty big accomplishment for us. So we do get Champions League football this season, which will definitely help the bank balance throughout the season. But just a quick look at some of the transfers that we have coming in. We did bring in Asp Jensen for free, 19-year-old. He does look pretty decent, so I'm surprised they let him go for absolutely nothing. He could play in the Bundesliga as well. He's currently a Bundesliga 2 player, but we do have our midfield pretty much figured out, but no reason why you can't bring him in for free and maybe even send him on loan to develop him. We did bring in Deal. We do have 40% on his transfer fee, and definitely going to be trying to play him as much as possible. We did have him at the very beginning, but we had to offload him for 1.5 million, and unfortunately, it's because he wasn't going to sign with us, and now all of a sudden he's on with us as loan, so just a good chance to develop. Currently a Bundesliga 2 player, but he's going to be playing as much as possible. We did bring in Benjamin Kramashi, I'm just butchering the name. Wonder Kid, a defensive midfielder, so he does fall under the Argentinian role that we end up having, but this season's a new season, and we're definitely going to change that up as well. We did bring in Darday as well, an attacking midfielder. So since we couldn't get Darvish, we did bring in Darday, and already he looks pretty good. He played 33 games for Hertha Berlin last season, 11 goals, 8 assists. I'm imagining he played most of those as attacking mid, but he's already a good Bundesliga player, can improve a lot as well, and he is labeled as a wonder kid. So he's going to slot in pretty well. He's going to fill the role that Darvish had, but also his free kicking ability is just off the chart. We haven't really transferred anyone out per se, but the offseason is still pretty new. We did get rid of Tidiane Toure, and that's pretty much the only one that we really offloaded. Not good enough to really play for us, so we did send him packing. As you can see, he's currently only an e-signing if we wanted to bring him in. But we do welcome in some of our players, so Darday, Kramashi, and Jensen. And we're going to have to do the randomizer to see what nations we're able to grab players from other than Germany, Poland, and Austria. So let's take a look and see what the randomizer has in store for us this season. So we'll do the European nations first, and we'll shuffle it a couple more times, and then hopefully we can manage to get a decent nation here, and hope for the best here. We'll see what kind of ranking they have, so we can get players from, is it going to be France? We can get French players. It's going to be the first one. So we won't end up having the same ones that we end up having before. So we end up losing Denmark, and then obviously we end up getting France for that. But let's jump to the other one and see what results we end up having for that one as well. So these are the nations for the rest of the world. We'll shuffle it a couple more times and then see who our counterpart's going to be for this one. So we got France already for the Europe, and we can get Colombian players this season as well. So French and Colombian are the winners. And they do kind of stack up pretty decently in terms of world rankings as well. But let's jump to both these teams and see what kind of players, at least in their national level and also on their under 19, and see what kind of players we can potentially poach from these nations. So currently France is in first place in terms of world ranking, and we do have Colombia in 13th. So not bad at all. First place and 13th place. I'll take that all day long, that is for sure. So let's take a look at their national team, see if there's anyone that we could potentially get. I'm going to doubt that we're going to be able to get Mbappe or anything like that, but there might be some value here. With someone like Lenglet, could be someone that we could look at as well. He is currently on loan from Barcelona. Mbappe obviously not for sale, and Samba not for sale either, which seems kind of weird. Griezmann could also come in. That would be a pretty decent one, I will say that. So we'll scout him. He's currently wanted already, so maybe we don't end up getting a player like that. But Emery also looks pretty decent, but he's currently way too expensive, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to be able to grab some of these players. But looking at even their under 23 looks a little bit more stacked too. We could hope for maybe some of the players here. This is probably like the bread and butter that we're going to end up having to focus on. Even Resair as well from Strasbourg. He looks decent. Even he means 23. He looks a lot better than what actually shows though. But we could also get Mbappe's brother though. That'd be also a little bit cool as well. There's another goaltender here, but currently wanted. Who's he wanted by? Oh, Paderborn. Okay, so we'll take a closer look at some of these players though, and let's go with the age actually first. Krupi. Yeah, Krupi we won't be able to get unless it's on loan. He's probably already playing first team football. 29 games. Yeah, he's definitely playing first team football. But obviously some of the players that get featured into this probably have decent value on it. Right back, Mendy would be pretty decent as well. Plays for Amiens. And let's take a look at their under 20. I feel as though we're just going to end up scouting out all these guys. So just get the reports on them. Fully scout. I mean, it shouldn't cost that much. But this guy's already wanted. We might want to go for the Monaco player, or even Koulibaly. We don't need a defensive midfielder, but playing for Rennes too. I mean, not bad. 6.9 overall last season. And this might be our bread and butter here. This is probably who we're going to try and go all in for. Let's see how much they want for him. They want between 12 and 17 million, so we might have to offload someone in order to get some of that money. But Logan Lafleur as well, right back, might be a little bit too young for us. Zua's 5'10", maybe a bit too short. We're going to get to the bottom of this anyways. We'll go to under 19. We'll scout all these guys out as well. I feel as though Colombia is going to be a lot more difficult than this. Yeah, we'll just fully scout. And then under 18 as well. And let's take a look at Colombia after this. I think we can just go back for it. No, we can't. So we'll go to the world rankings. We'll take a look at Colombia, see if there's anyone on their national squad. I kind of doubt it. Just a bunch of players that are not for sale, but this jumps out at me immediately. Mascara. On at Wolves, though. Currently 4.6 million at 24. I imagine that he'd be a little bit better than that. Even Puerta from Bayer Leverkusen, or no, Bayern München, I guess. Oh no, he's on loan, okay. So maybe we will scout him. And let's take a closer look at their under. Yeah, I don't think we can afford some of these players, but under 23 we should be able to get Solis. Solis we could at least get on loan, I feel. He is currently wanted by Porto. We end up getting him in the other save with Luton. They end up getting him in real life for 5.25 million. He did play only a fraction of the amount of time last season. Did we end up already doing this? think we did. Yeah, we already did. So we'll take a closer look at some of these guys. 1 million is currently Cabal. We do need a left back. Currently won by Hull, Sheffield United, so he's probably not good enough. And then Cortez, playing for Toulouse, not that much though. Bought for 9.5, so we'll definitely have to take a closer look at him as well. Sandoval, 6'2". This is definitely a guy that we're going to want, yeah, for sure. Let's see how much he would have to come for us for. 3.9. You know, that's not that bad. Let's make that offer now. We'll kind of take a closer look at him after. And we have over the next little while to kind of figure that one out. We'll scout these two guys as well. And let's take a look at these youngins as well. I would like to see if any of these guys end up actually playing back home, or if they end up playing for other clubs. So yeah, this guy might be good. 6'2" center back. We are in desperate need of solid center backs. Cadorba looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna want this guy. Oviedo, currently in the second division of Spain, so we might be able to grab some of these players. That's for sure. So we'll take a closer look at some of these players, and then we'll come back to you with who we end up making the short list of it, and who we can manage to bring on, and let's see if we can make some space to bring on some better players as well. So we did manage to make a couple deals before the beginning of the season. We did bring in Antoine Mendy on loan, 3 million that we're paying for him. He's not actually that good. I did kind of butcher that one just a little bit. He is a good Bundesliga player, but will offer us a little bit of stability on the right back position. We do have Augustin and Kovacs already there as well. Even Christian Hamader is actually playing very well. Even in the under 21, he's playing for Austria. So he could even find some time over the next couple seasons for sure. But we also did bring in Sopi as well. He's from Atalanta, and I think one of them has a future fee. I think it's him that we could get for 13.25 million. But he does look pretty decent. He can play on the left and the right. He can also play up to midfield and could potentially play as center back, but he is 5'11", so I'm definitely not going to do that. But he does have a decent amount of speed and pace as well, so we'll definitely deploy him as much as possible for that. We did bring in Koulibaly. We did get him in for 350k. We talked him down from 400. Potential, he could be a Bundesliga player, and we already sent him on loan, so we've already recouped like a third of that, which is very good. He can also play center back, and he's 6'3", so that will definitely be very good for us, possibly next season. And we did secure a loan as well for 2.8 million for Moukoko. I mean, he's not actually better than our other strikers, so I mean, Tresoldi, hopefully his development doesn't get hindered by Moukoko, but we're definitely going to be playing Moukoko as much as possible. So $34 million in, and then transfers out. I mean, we did bring in, did let go of Teague for 2.2, Najob for around 500k, Tin Dorner as well, and then Skyam, who was one of our first signings before we got the transfer ban, and then Yaxer. We sent a couple guys on loan as well, like Koulibaly, Lemperli as well, who's already doing pretty good. 2 goals already, which seems kind of shocking. I'll have to look at where they're actually playing him. We sent Jensen on loan and a couple other guys as well, all for minor fees, but we can't really get rid of that many players because we do desperately need a decent amount of them throughout this season. It's looking a little bit more fat than what it should, but we do have players like Saldo who's going to go. Lenning we're going to probably send down afterwards. People want Augustin, but they don't want to pay the amount of money that we paid for him, and I'm not gonna take a loss at him, especially when he's still developing. So let's see if we can manage to get a result in this cup game against Bayern Munich, and hopefully we can add one more trophy to the trophy cabinet. So let's jump to the squad that we have for that game. Here's the squad for the Super Cup. Hopefully the first of many of the future that we end up having. We have Erbig in goal, Finkruff, Hubbards, Killian, and Soppy, the new loanee, playing right back for us. We have Hassan and Martel that are going to hold down the midfield for us. Mine is going to get the nod as the winger. We have Darday and Thielman that are going to get the nod as well. Tresoldi is going to start for us up top. We do have Mokoku, and we do have Deal and Wiper that can also come in. I don't know where else I would put Mokoku if it wasn't top striker. I don't know how good he would be in terms of possibly a winger or something like that. But we do have a decent amount of players that we can kind of switch. And I mean, this team's starting to look a little bit better than what it did last season. And we did pretty good towards the end of it. So hopefully we can manage to cause a surprise here. Neuer's not even starting. They have Peretz that's going to start instead. So it'll be interesting to see how well this season starts for us. And we obviously know that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But for first possession, we end up losing it within 12 seconds. And Alphonso Davies is already injured and has to get subbed off. So that's actually a plus for us. I'm surprised that he's still there, though, because obviously in real life he doesn't stay there. Tresoldi playing with Mina here. And we are interested in seeing the development that he has. What a great opportunity for Darday, but he ends up being offside. And we do concede a throw in. And hopefully nothing ends up happening. They have Timber on their team as well. And good interception by Martel. I like that. Could have easily been an easy goal there. And I'm just hoping that Byron chokes this game. Soppy now with a good interception as well. And Darday now with it, who's very good at free kicks. Tresoldi scores immediately. Flag stays down. We're up 1-0. This could be the start of a great partnership between the two of them. I was just about to say Darday's free kick ability is pretty good. We saw him score in the preseason, but also his vision clearly is pretty good. And I do like having Tresoldi on here. And I'm glad that I started him because we can always put in Mokoku, who I think is going to be a little bit of a change up for us. So I do like that we can probably put him in to add more pressure. I don't really like developing other players from other teams, but obviously with Champions League this season as well, we do need to kind of focus a little bit on that. And we do need rotation, so I'd rather have some of our youngsters kind of play for that. And we concede almost immediately. That is disappointing. And Timber's one who ends up getting the goal. It's just such a simple goal, though. Musiala ends up finding, I'm not even going to say his name, and then Muller with just the tap in to Timber, and then he ends up finishing it. I don't think Erbig could have done anything there, but 4 minutes after, and we end up conceding. Let's see if we can bounce back immediately. Finkruff with the corner. No one can really get to the end of it. Killian now gets it back to Finkruff. And Tresoldi with the second, but that looks like it's offside by a mile. And Finkruff's upset, and so is Martel. I don't know why. I feel as though it's not going to count yet. It's not going to count, but still 2 goals. I'll take that. Yeah, he's offside by a mile. He could have easily played himself onside and got that finish. But what are you going to do? Still only shows the one shot for us. So that's not necessarily the greatest. Martel picks up a yellow though. Darday now with it. Someone overlap. There we go. Pass it through now. Mina with the shot. I don't like that. I don't like how he shoots from that far out. And Tresoldi's already injured. Oh, dear God. Potential knee injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But Mokoku's going to get the nod for that now. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier for us. And we don't really have to ponder when to take off Tresoldi. But it does kind of suck that 29 minutes in. And of the beginning of the season, he's already injured. I'm interested to see how Peretz is, though. For their goalie. Not going to do anything, I guess. I was going to do encourage or demand more, but I guess it's kind of pointless at this point. Yeah, I'm happy, I guess. And Mokoku is at least happy. But we're going to give only a little bit of patience here. We do have Thielman, who's probably going to come off. We might bring in one of our new guys who can play right mid and can play center mid, but can't play defensive mid. And Kane offside by a mile. I mean, we should have probably been playing Leverkusen because they did have the title under wraps until bottling it in the last game of the season. Darday can't find anyone there, but a decent opportunity there. And Muller, I'm interested to see how old Muller is, though. Mina now with it, just cross it in. There you go, Finkriff. Now, no one wants to get rid of it. They just run into the defense. I mean, I have a team. A football team as well that we do that every single time that we end up playing when it matters, just running into the other team, and that's the extent of our offense. We always hold on to it for one too many, and it's probably the most annoying thing that you've ever seen. And I'm gonna ignore the Killian's looking like he needs a sub though. Could be just a knock though. We do concede a corner, and they do want Elderete in for him. Turns it away again, but I feel as though Killian's going to be able to come back from that knock. Oh, no pressure on Sane. Gets deflected again. I don't know why no one's pressuring him at the top of the box. Like, you look at these guys, and there's not much pressure, and they do the exact same thing. You gotta be kidding me. Urbig manages to save it, but should have easily been a stop there. I'm going to ignore that, obviously. I don't know if there's extra time in this. I think there is. Bad passes all around, and yeah, mine is not really playing that great. I do want him subbed off as well, but I think Wiper would be the one that would come in for him. Killian now with it, or I guess Deal, but I don't think I want to put him in for this kind of game. And just bad passing all around. It's just like a one touch, and no one's really actually running up with it. It's like so stationary. And of course, I was expecting a goal. I was expecting a goal when you're playing this terrible. Goal awarded. Obviously it's awarded. And it's not going to let us change anything yet. Let's go. That's just so disappointing. Thielman, we're going to put a Kramashi. Yeah, don't really have any wingers, actually. Wiper's just a true striker, I think. Alright, I think we might... Can Darday play? Darday can play anywhere. Alright, so we're going to put in Darday here. We're going to bring up two strikers. Put Wiper and Mokoku. And just kind of abandon everything else. Martel's going to come off. We're going to put in, let's put in Christensen here. We'll leave the last sub for now. And I know we're at positive, but we're going to demand more just after that goal, because that was pretty embarrassing, I will say that. Our XG is slowly creeping up, though. I thought Muller was playing on the wing. Hubbard's now with it. Back to Urbig. 70th minute, and we gotta pull something out of our hat there. And I don't know how familiar Kramashi is on the wing though. And I don't really like these passes, but we somehow get it to the other side. I don't mind that at all. Mokoku back to Hassan. And Hassan shoots it. My God, we lose possession like that because he just shoots it. So I guess a deal could come in for Darday, but I'm going to wait until a little bit later. We do get the corner. Yeah, we're going to go for set pieces. Bancroft now with it. And Killian can't quite get to it properly. We're going to ignore that for now. And we do concede a corner here. Gets turned away for a corner. Or no, it's a free kick. Gets turned away for a corner. And Hassan's the other one that's tired too. I might take him off. I'll leave Darday on. Good interception by Hassan. It's like he heard me. And he gets fouled. And a yellow. ends up getting Brandished for them. Soppy now with it to Wiper to Kermashi. Oh my god, Mokoku can't finish it. My god, Mokoku, what are you doing here? He's a spy. I'm convinced he's a spy to make it so that we don't win. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take off a San for Olsen. And I might do this as well. Just move them both up as midfield. We do concede a free kick again. Alright, we're going to go very attacking now. Demand more once again. Christensen now with it. And that's the end of that highlight. Not much time left. And we were at least in this, though. Oh my god, okay. Finkruff doesn't quite get it. Sane ends up having it. He's going to cross in. They're going to score. Good tackle by Hubbards there. That could be the difference here. Just terrible passing. We just give it away. We just give it away. And I think that's definitely game now. Anytime that you end up starting with the possession, then you end up bottling it there. It's probably the only highlight of the extra time. Actually, there's another one here, but we're on the defensive end of it. Wiper ends up getting the interception, then gives it immediately away. How frustrating is that? Like, he had no pressure on him, and he just ends up like giving it right back to the opposition. There's only 1 minute left. It's make or break. I feel as though it's going to be a break here, and they're just going to waste time. Who would have thought Bayern Munich on their heels just to waste time? Good interception there. I mean, I don't think Mokoku's as good as what they're making him out to be. Imagine what would have happened if he had a fully fit Tresoldi for the whole game. Looks like it's getting towards the end here, and they're just going to maintain possession. It's crazy what can happen. We can string 3 passes together. And that's all she wrote. We don't end up winning it this time, but we do at least score, and we didn't embarrass ourselves. We're not even going to watch the trophy raise. That's just disappointing. Yeah, happy with the result. Not really, though. Let's just quickly jump through there, because I don't want to see any of that. Finances, though, we do get 645k, though. So I'll take that all day. Improves our bank balance to around 42.5. So maybe that's what we need for the season. But we only really have 300k left in the transfer pool. And I don't really see us doing anything with that. But we'll take a look at games that we're going to come back for. We'll probably come back for the Mainz one or the Augsburg one. And then maybe for the second round or the third round of the Pokal. We'll probably come back for that. But we do have Dortmund coming up. That'll be interesting. I don't know if Mokoku can play for it. But does look like Tresoldi's only sprained knee, so I wonder how long he's out for. 5 to 6 weeks. Yep, that's fun. That is fun to start off the season. So we'll come back for the Mainz game, and hopefully you can manage to get a result over the next little while and kind of bounce back from this early loss. The first loss of the season is always the hardest, so it's a good thing that we got that out of the way. But thank you everyone for watching, and until next time.